So this is a really terrifying time, and I know that people down here in Washington, I think, make a mistake when they think this is about politics. It's about people. When people think this is about Washington as usual, this is about working people and what is, frankly, outrageous in the terms of what it's going to do to their lives. Down in these marble halls, we are not talking to Americans right now, but when I go home to my state, I see so many people who are facing what is for their families a moment of deep crisis. When I come to Washington, I hear about how many days, counting the days of a government shutdown. Well, families all across America right now are counting the days before they know the staggeringly devastating thing is going to happen, which is going to be their health care costs doubling and tripling. I've sat down with small business people as thousands upon thousands of small businesses all across the country get their health insurance through the exchanges, who tell me very plainly they cannot afford to keep health insurance for them or their few employees if the rates skyrocket again in just a matter of weeks. I talk to moms who have special needs kids who are in this state of panic that if their healthcare costs go up, it will devastate their family and their ability to sustain care. We are in the midst of a healthcare crisis, the likes of which we have never seen before in the history of our country. Literally, 2026 is going to be the year, if we do nothing, that the most people in American history lose their health coverage between what the Republicans have already done to Medicaid and what's going to happen with the ACA in the beginning of the year. I cannot tell you how outraged I am that we here in Washington are having a fight over a budget where our Republican colleagues are not even willing to sit at the table right now and negotiate a way to help Americans in their time of crisis. And what frustrates me about this is it's not that hard to do something about it. I've watched over the last 10 months as Republicans have seemed to be able to find the money for so many other of their priorities, whether it's the explosion in hiring they're doing in ICE as we see the work going on in cities from coast to coast, whether it's finding the money to give billionaires the biggest tax cut, corporations, big tax cut. They seem to find the money for anything, and we're hearing now that the president is trying to bail out one of his friends with $20 million of taxpayer money. We can come up with money for those things, but not for struggling families, struggling small businesses, without the people who are struggling in our states, who are watching the clock tick closer and closer to the point where they can't afford their insurance. Budgets are reflections of our values, and we're standing up for what I think is the greatest of all American values, is that we stand for each other. Now, I believe, unfortunately, this is part of a plan. It's very clear to me. There's an old saying, don't listen to what I say, watch what I do. Well, we have seen Republicans over the years do everything they can to gut and cut or end the Affordable Care Act. We watched them take dozens and dozens of votes in Donald Trump's first term to try to end the Affordable Care Act. And then they told us what they wanted to do should they gain power as they have in the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. They literally spelled it out in Project 2025 that they wanted to gut, cut, and end the Affordable Care Act. And so here we are, watching their plan to take health care away from millions and millions of Americans. And so we say no. This is not about politics for us, it's about people. It's not about business as usual in Washington. It's about fighting something that's deeply unusual in Americans, where people in this body turn their back on Americans in their greatest state of crisis, because losing your health care, as millions will, if we do nothing now, is an existential crisis for so many American families. Where do you stand? Where do you stand when it comes for health care, to health care for American people? Well, I know where Democrats stand, and I'm proud to be standing for people's health care. I'm proud to be standing to defend against what Republicans seem intent to do, which is to end the Affordable Care Act, or at least gut it so that it's out of reach for millions of Americans. Thank you.
Thank you, Cory.
Leader Schumer.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Leader,